Hey Canada, glad you're with us on this Friday morning. We are in Regina, Saskatchewan, the provincial capital, as we get closer to championship weekend at the Brier. The Brand Center, home to the Regina Pats in the WHL. They will host the Memorial Cup this May. It has been a memorable Tim Hortons Brier this year in 2018 at the Brier. Coming inside the building, as always, glad you're watching our coverage right here at TSN. Brian Mutrick joined by Kathy Gauthier. We already know 3 teams have qualified for the playoffs. 1 team remaining to join them. If Brendan Bottcher can win one of his 2 games today, he's into the playoffs as well.
Well, it was a tough night last night. If you were from Manitoba, whether that was a wild card team or fan or Team Manitoba, both struggling big. It
was a week ago Friday that Mike McEwen did qualify as Team Wild Card. This was a wild first end for all the wrong reasons. Look at this, an opportunity for 7 for Brad Jacobs.
Well, and they decided not even to play it cute, just pick it out and make it go away. We had not seen a 6 at this year's Brier until last night.
So that was obviously a devastating start for Team Wildcard, and they shook pretty early. 8-1 was the final. Northern Ontario, another victory. They're into the playoffs. Meantime, Alberta taking on Manitoba. Reed Carruthers, and what an opportunity here for Brendan Bottcher.
Well, Brendan made a great shot on his first. He made an angle run to lie 3, and Reed Carruthers slid deep on his final stone. This is a draw for 4.
That in the 6th end, very nice weight. In his second Brier appearance for Alberta, Brendan Bottcher is knocking on the door to make the playoffs as well. John Epping is into the Final 4. He beats Nova Scotia 8-6, and it was a close game. Team Canada sneaking one out in an extra end, 5-4 over Team Saskatchewan. So as we check out the championship round, 8-1, 3 teams. We know they've qualified for the Page playoff system, and as mentioned, Bottcher wins one of his 2 games today, and he qualifies as well. Our feature is Quebec and the Northwest Territories, and on the line we obviously have a little bit of prize money, and we're going to wrap up the final standings. This game is actually for 9th place, but some pride obviously on the line here, Kathy.
Well, there is. Anytime you have the opportunity to wear that jersey that has your province or territory, it's huge.
So as you see, the top 4 made the playoffs, and Quebec, Northwest Territories, they were the best 2 teams to not qualify for that championship round of 8, so they go head-to-head, and they will play off for 9th place in this one. Let's begin with Jamie Cooey in his 12th Brier appearance. He once made that 3-4 Page playoff game back in 2012. Last year he only had 1 win, so he improves on last year. And when you're from the North, though, you always want to put in a good performance.
Well, you do. Carrie Galusha, Jamie's sister, has often said that the North supports the North. And so for Jamie Cooey this morning, you are representing a large part of this country. Will want to do that well.
At 46 years of age, Mike Fournier finally made the Brier. He's a rookie. He admitted to me before this game, in his first TV game, he threw up all over himself because he was so nervous. Obviously, he's come a long way, and now you can bank this experience and hopefully get to a second Brier.
Well, he said he has loved every moment of this, and he will stay with this team as long as life allows. But for Mike Fournier, he knows that this may be his first and last Brier. They will play very hard for the win.
He said that he'd never go to a Brier until he earned the right to be here. So now he is here. He'd like to get to a second Brier, and that's our feature matchup. It is Quebec and the Territories next from Regina here on TSN.
The 2018 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Tim Hortons, official coffee of Curling Canada. The 2018 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Home Hardware. Here's how. By Scotties, Sponge Towels, Purex, and Cashmere. Proud sponsors of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts for over 35 years. And by Ford of Canada. Proud partner with Curling Canada for over 20 years.
Here's all the games this morning in this placement draw. A battle of the North on Sheet A. The Yukon taking on David St. Louis, looking for win number 1 out of the Iqaluit Curling Club. Our feature is on Sheet B, Territories and Quebec. Over on Sheet C, it is James Gratton, New Brunswick, taking on Sean Gill and BC. And on Sheet D, PEI versus Newfoundland and Labrador. For seeding purposes, this game is for 9th place at this year's Tim Hortons Brier. It is time to meet the teams. Brought to you by Home Hardware. Here's how.
Hi, I'm Jamie Cooey, skip of Team Northwest Territories. Our lead is Robert Borden, our second is Brad Churakowski, our third is Chris Shilley, and we curl out of the Yellowknife Curling Center.
Hi, I'm Mike Fournier, skip of Team Quebec. Our lead is Jean-François Télépanier, our second is William Dion, our third is Félix Asselin, and we curl out of the Glenmore Curling Club in Dollard-des-Ormeaux, Quebec.
Mike is a great story. He said he wouldn't even go to a Brier as a fan until he qualified to play in it himself, his first ever Brier appearance, and this morning he has the Yellowstones. Jamie Cooey, the Redstones. It was Cooey winning that draw to the button, so to start us off here in this placement draw, it is Jean-François Trépanier, lead Stones for Team Quebec.
How's line? Line's fine. Three. Will. Halfway. Patience, la plotte bien, là. Three. On est large encore. Shot. Solide, ça. Hey, lui start ça, lui.
Ça, c'est un beau bébé.
Decent path here, I think. Top eight. Yeah, looks good.
Well, he's had a great week, Robert Borden has.
5-6.
He is the only member on this Northwest Territories team with a better percentage than the Quebec counterpart.
12.5. Okay.
Balistique.
Let's go, Jeff.
Go, buddy.
Had a quick chat with Mike before this game, and I asked him, well, your first Brier, how was it? He said it was absolutely awesome. Banking the experience. He's dreamed about it for a long time being here, and I guess I should also point out he didn't literally throw up all over himself at his first TV game. He came out of the gate. He said, you know what, the lights and the crowd here in Saskatchewan, he's like, I felt a little bit lost out there, but obviously they banked that experience, and they've been a real fun team to cover and chat with, and he said the only thing that'll keep him away from another Brier or competing is just family stuff. It gets in the way, and you know he loves his guys. They want to stay together. They want to give this another run.
Well, and for Mike, he's not unusual. Your very first Brier, a great analogy against that is Matt Dunstone. Here's somebody who was in 2 World Championships representing Canada at the junior level, but his first Brier, 65% in the first game. It doesn't matter how good you are and what you prepared for. You can't prepare for being in a packed building with people cheering. It's a little overwhelming, and then very quickly you start to embrace it and go back to playing better or feeding off it, as in the case with Matt.
Non, je monte un peu plus.
Willem Dion, second Stones for Team Quebec. He played CIS football, had a great university career with Sherbrooke, and it earned him a contract for a brief period with the Montreal Alouettes of the CFL. It's back in 2013. Of course, we're right beside Mosaic Stadium, right next to the Brandt Center. This is Rider country. A lot of green, and a lot of green in the crowd cheering on this Saskatchewan side every time that Steve Laycock's team is out here.
Okay.
As they battle for their playoff lives later on this afternoon. The final
Maybe that, a little bit, yeah.
couple draws before we get to championship weekend and the top 4 moving on to the playoffs.
Little big. Whoa, boy. Whoa. Yeah, it's board. Yep. Whoa. Whoa.
These would be the most difficult shots early in the week on arena ice that this team is not used to playing on. And so for Jamie Cooey and his team, we've already talked about how Robert Borden's had some great numbers this week. He is the team, or sorry, not the team, he is the guy on the team with the better numbers than Quebec. And limiting steals, 15 points this week has been the challenge for Jamie Cooey.
I always get a kick when the guys look up at the Jumbotron and they see their own keys to the game.
Wait for them to call me off.
Push. Jeff. Yep, Jeff. Jeff. Art. Art. Pas drôle, pas drôle.
And Mike Fournier has had great draw weight all week. So as long as the team from Quebec can give him a path to the 4-foot, that's going to be a great thing for him to use. And the joie de vivre on this team, they love it. There's a great example. You will hear, especially the front end, even when they're providing input to shots, they do it with so much life.
I think he likes his keys. He looked up. I think he likes those ones, Kathy. Keys to the game are brought to you by World Financial Group, helping Canadians have better financial futures. As a nice run back there for the Territories. I can only imagine your first Brier 2. You're out there, you got the broom down, you're concentrating on the game, you look up, and then bang, there I am on the big screen.
Yeah.
You know, it's all the stuff you get used to.
Regular speed, man. Comme toute la semaine.
Felix has had experience. He's been to 4 Canadian juniors. He also started with the Optimist U18. That was the first time that I met him many years ago. And even then, a lot of folks thought that he was going to be the future of Quebec, and he certainly did in juniors. Making the transition now to men's.
Representing Quebec 4 times at the Canadian Juniors, and I'll never forget, at one point he was playing ping pong and he blew his shoulder out, or it slipped out. He was in a sling, and at that time, if you didn't qualify for the team play, you played mixed doubles, and he continued to just power on. He played mixed doubles, throw his stones, sweep, put it back in the sling, no big deal.
Well, I've watched some of those folks play ping pong. Chris Gallant is a great ping pong player, went to the Canada Games for it, and it's like a full body contact sport with the table. So this is not your average ping pong game for Felix. He's moving.
Good Jeff. Yeah, good shot.
C'est fort à moi, Mike.
Ah non, pas tant, pas tant. Tu sais quand même, Will. Ligne est meilleure, par exemple. Boys.
Cap.
That's better.
Ça va prendre. Yep.
C'est Will.
Yep, ça va prendre. Y'a pas de danger.
Hard, Will. What's that cash? Go hard. Hard.
Line's great.
Line's good, line's good.
Line's great on its own.
Go, Will. Go, 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 go. Yep.
Trying to get it to have that extra finish. Nicely done.
Do better, somebody.
Yep.
That came a long way with a little help from his friend.
Pretty close to nose, eh?
Yeah.
Chris Shilley's high game this week, 97%. That was the 3rd highest, 4 thirds this week.
There are very good players on the ice this morning. The biggest difference between these teams and the teams that are in the their pool, in one word, is reps. The number of games that they play, the amount of time that they're on the ice.
I got 14-9 on both ends. Yeah, I got 15.
If you're not competing weekend after weekend against the top players, it's pretty difficult to develop the consistency that you need. So to see those high numbers, not a surprise. The challenge has been for both of these teams is maintaining those numbers game after game after game.
Yep. Hard, Will. Hard, Will. Hard. You know, Will. Hard. Shot.
So, Mike.
As Quebec flies too.
All right.
He's going to go,
It's just rolled far enough so he goes for it.
Now with those 2 stones spread out for Jamie Cooey, not interested in running it up and down this morning. We'll try to utilize that guard.
This is a little bit more in than what they were throwing away. Here.
And Jamie's had a pretty busy month. He flew over to Korea with family and friends to cheer on his brother Kevin Cooey, representing Canada at the Olympics. Obviously a long flight back home, and then not a lot of time to get ready for the Tim Hortons Brier.
He said he was a little bit nervous at first about going, not about the Olympics, but about where it was being held. But there was such a large group that went over, and he does say that it was the best experience of his life just to be a part of it, and obviously to cheer on Kevin.
Yeah, you mentioned Canada House meeting the other athletes, feeling that Team Canada vibe over there. So pretty special to get to go cheer on your bro.
Very nice opening shot by Jamie.
Yeah.
They were sweeping theirs in, but still.
That's weird for my intern to curl like that.
Elle devrait être vite, là.
Ouais.
Ouais, c'est pas du shootout. Ouais, c'est ça. Tu vois. On va y aller.
So just a little bit exposed on the outturn side. So Mike feeling that with hack weight, he can get to the face of the stone to lie 3.
Down. Yep. Yep, Will, hard.
Go, Will.
Come on, Will.
Go, Will.
Hard, Will. Hard.
Final stone for Mike Fournier. That's a big scrub to get it by that guard, and they will wreck out front.
Hi, Mike.
And a chance for the skipper's deuce now from Jamie Cooey.
Try, Mikey.
Yeah, hair wide is where they threw, so I think the pad will be okay.
Still be okay, yeah. Okay.
Now, if Mike takes that same ice after 2 rocks go down that path, he is by for sure, but still some fresh pebble in this first stand.
We were thinking it would.
Line's good.
Oh, close.
Pretty close. 6-7. Looks a little. Line's
Easy.
perfect. It's the
Final
exact
stone
same
here
line.
in 1 for Jamie Cooey. A chance to draw for a pair.
All there.
Easy.
All there.
Just clean it down. You're not gonna hurt it. Good boy, Jamie.
Go, Jamie. Goes Jamie.
That's good.
A nice start for the skip out of the Yellowknife Curling Center. 2-0 here in Regina. Welcome back to our Brier coverage. We'll keep you up to date. PEI taking on Newfoundland Labrador, and Eddie McKenzie with the Red Stones. And what an opportunity here. Looks like the outturn draw for a bunch.
Well, it's already lying 3 is Eddie McKenzie and the team from Prince Edward Island looking for the 4th point. Needs full 12.
And as mentioned, a lot of pride on the line. These teams are playing to determine the final standings for CTRS points as well, prize money. And that's a nice start here for Eddie McKenzie. 4 on the board and a 4-0 lead over Greg Smith out of St. John's. Meantime, right next door, a lot of rocks at play as well in this opening end. Look at all the red there up top, and 1 to come from James Gratton, so a chance to put a few on the board for him as well.
It looks like he's got the opportunity for 4. You can see that those red stones are lying 2. If he can stick this.
Bang, yellow goes. Little rub though on that red, but the shooter, I think it rolled a little bit too far, but still 3 on the board, so a good start for the team out of Oromocto. And a 3-0 advantage over Sean Gill. By the way, BC playing with just 3 members of their team, as Jeff Richard has also flown home on baby watch as well. David Harper had to leave and then come back and then leave. I think he did it about 5 times, but we send the best to both those gentlemen. In our feature matchup, 2 really nice stones from Jamie Cooey in that opener. Gets the skipper's deuce. He drew in for a pair, so here in 2. Quebec now with Hammer throwing the yellow stones.
Shot that, Jeff.
Okay, never mind, not through.
And over on sheet A, 1-0. Thomas Scoffin, Yukon with the lead.
Top 8, Brad.
Sheet B, 2-0. We have a theme here. 3-0 on sheet C. Kathy,
I know what's happening.
Wait for it.
Number 4.
Bang, 4-0 PEI. So there, sometimes a story just comes together.
That's the counting drill this morning.
We hope somewhere Vic Router was counting them up there. We had 1, 2, 3, 4.
4. Weight's pretty good. Line's good.
Easy, guys.
Gonna over curl a hair.
5.
Probably gonna get to nose. Lock it on.
I can keep it a hair high if you want.
It's gonna over curl.
Okay, we're on it.
We're already to nose. Go hard. Good.
Go, Brad.
He's trying to be set on an angle so that they could remove that later without running it back onto their own. Over curled a little bit.
Freeze. Est-ce qu'on donne le tap pour la droite?
OK.
J'aime pas le petit. Pas de tap, là.
Ouais, je veux juste taper un peu.
Let's go here.
Yep.
William Dion was the 2008 Canadian junior curling champ. His team won a bronze medal at the World Championships that year as Team Canada. And the news coming out of Quebec as well. Kathy, the champion here in Regina, 2006. Jean-Michel Menard, last time Quebec won the Brier, is stepping away from the game. And as we mentioned, talking to Mike Fournier, loved to have another opportunity. For years, he had to battle with Jean-Michel Menard, including this year, stealing singles in 9 and 10 in their provincial final to end Menard's 5-year run at the Brier as they finally broke through.
Well, the challenge for Mike is a challenge for most people in this sport. He said, you know, I have a full-time career. I've got a family. I'm trying to get better at this game. And you only have so many hours in the day. And he felt that most of the time people were not happy with him because he wasn't giving enough to any one direction. And so you get caught in that. He'll leave here knowing that they had a good week and that they could have been better with more events. But more events, more time.
Line's good. Oh, it's pretty good.
And so that will be the dilemma.
Still got room.
We also told the story earlier this week that Félix Asselin, the third, was supposed to be in Mexico on a geo tour to complete his university degree this week. But the conflict has meant that he could not go. He found a professor that has agreed if he writes a paper and does a couple of other things, he will still graduate, but he'll be looking for a job, and who knows where that takes him.
Well, geologist, right? Can't you just analyze the rocks?
Well, yes, but they don't pay you to do that.
Yep. Jeff.
William Dion
Shot.
gets the two Reds going.
Well, it creates an opportunity to run it back, and at least it's your own going in next time.
In there.
That's why Jamie's going to try to take that away.
14 and a half-ish. Drop.
Top 12.
Yeah.
Frozen's good.
Yeah.
Easy. It's pretty nice. Easy line. Line's good. Oh, it's close. 6. Line's good. Top 8, guys.
No, just 4.
Top 12.
4, 5.
Yep. Whoa.
5.
Yep.
5.
Room. Whoa. Leave it higher. Leave it higher.
5. Check out.
Who is shot still in there? Looks like the Territories, Kathy.
I think so. That angle makes it a little bit more difficult. Now you're hitting more stones, but it's certainly still there because of how close that last thrown stone is to the others.
Yep.
Felix Asselin trying to open things up a little bit. Quebec with hammer.
Okay, Felix.
He'll drive it by the stones in the house.
Here. Is it worth freezing again? Is it worth freezing again? Oh, we're shot, hey? Okay. Never mind. I didn't think we were shot. Look over there.
3, Cap.
There's the difference for Chris Shilley thinking, well, maybe we freeze again and we have a chance to tap it back. But trying to steal is a whole different thing. And so the closer you get to that mix, the easier it is for Quebec to make the run and remove your stone. So this is the guard.
Easy for line. Okay, line's good. Line's fine. 3. Easy. Line's good. Not you, Brad. Never you.
Stay down, Rob.
Get it right. Yes, guys. Yep. Get it to the line. Bite the line. Hard. Go. Hard. Good.
Good judge, guys.
You know, it's funny, Kathy, every year, and I know this is tough. It's a tough game to come out and perform. Obviously, you're out of the main competition. You don't have a chance to make the playoffs or win the Brier. But as soon as the Stones come into play, and you can hear it in Chris Shilley's voice, the intensity comes out. They want to win. I mean, it's just natural.
If you're at this event, you're a competitor. And it doesn't matter what the circumstances are. You are a competitor. You're in an arena this morning. There's lots of people here. You have the pride. As soon as you see that your opponent has a jersey representing a different province, you want to win. You want to represent the North well. You want to represent yourself well. It's impossible to just go through the motions out there. It matters.
Okay, Felix. All right, that's awful. He can probably do this, eh? Right now.
That's what I'm worried about. Is if we guard him, what if he goes right there?
Man, if we could ever get right here, then this always hits that, right? And then this thing's buried forever. I kind of like putting it back. Even up on the M is pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. Kind of like that out where we were throwing there.
So it's almost the same line you were throwing down that way. So probably right here.
Playing the guard.
Halfway? Yeah. Split center.
Got to get at least 6 inches across.
Okay.
Yeah. You like a little less?
Yeah, I think so.
A deep breath. Skip Stones here in 2.
You heard Jamie's concern, what if he goes around, but safest way is to throw the guard.
Only Rob if you're heavy, only Rob!
So we mentioned before, pretty cool, Mike Fournier here for the first time, and sometimes you have a look up, you see yourself on the Jumbotron. Well, we caught him looking at himself introducing his teams during the first end.
Hi, I'm Mike Fournier, skip of Team Quebec. Our lead is Jean-François Tedepanier. Our second is William Dion. Our third is Felix Asselin. And we curl out of the Glenmore Curling Club in Des Ormeaux,
That
Quebec.
says pride. A great moment, something that he has dreamed about for a very long time, and it becomes very, very real, and especially in your last game. It's a pretty special moment.
Sometimes, you know, I sit down in those interviews. Sometimes the skips, they stumble a few times on those. He nailed it. Rookie debut. He's been waiting a long time to do it. He did a great job.
Pour toi tantôt. Thanks. Juste à vis, ou tu veux taper son peut se rendre?
Ideally, you don't want to not curl up to ours. Okay. Either that, or if it's going, like lock it right on.
Okay.
Parce qu'il va jouer une run back, you know, right,
Just dock it?
Yeah.
So coming around, the concern that Chris Shilley and Jamie had that he might do, but with the guarding it, you're forcing him to.
Comme au début de la semaine.
Right away.
8!
7, 8.
On peut pas
Yep.
Line's good.
Whoa.
Juste la ligne. 7, 8.
No.
9.
Non.
Coming down, hein?
Non.
C'est toi proche pareil.
Oh, non, on est trop
Non, il est là tout seul.
It's getting better.
Whoa.
Arrête. Oh boy.
Okay, Mike.
Okay, Mike.
Yeah, still shot Stone to the territories.
Frozen's not terrible, but yeah, I'd love to be married. So as long as he can't make that, right? Like if you're here and he can make this, then.
There?
Yeah.
Update time, sheet A, Yukon versus Nunavut. And Yukon Thomas Scoffin, the pressure on. You see shot Stone top button. Second shot there is back 8. And one to come from the skip from Nunavut.
Boy, this is really tough for David because of that. Port is so small that to get by the outside one,
just biting the button.
all he has is the button. You almost have to tap it back to get shot.
Whoa.
I don't know there's enough room if you don't.
Whoa.
David St. Louis, the import on this team from Stratford, Ontario. And it'll be 1 red. So a steal for Thomas Scoffin, 2-0 after 2.
Looks light. Hard line! Line's good! It's hard line! Hard, guys! Hard, keep going! Hard, guys! Hard! Hard! Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go! Hard, 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 hard! Oh. Okay.
And it just...
Like through the hole?
Yeah, control.
Yeah, it had to get there.
Oh, definitely outturn. Well, you think it ever does this, though?
Not if I'm on the outturn, because it hits half of the high one, so it drags this way.
I think it's their only
I see
shot
what you're
anyways.
saying. Yeah.
I mean, it definitely drags, right?
Boy.
It'll drag away. It should hit close to nose if you ask me.
Well, let's go.
Whatever you feel confident making the hold on it, that's the weight.
Well, and that's the challenge,
I think
is
it's
the
whatever
hole is
weight
the
makes
biggest
the hole.
issue.
I like control here. Control?
Way tougher shot, Kathy, but that yellow on the right side of your screen right now in the weeds, if you ever could drive that back, hit your own yellow off the red and then back in. I know it's tough, but is that your chance for two possibly?
Well, the other option is to play that shot, Brian, and hit it across the top of the red stone to potentially lie 3, but I don't think they've looked at that at all.
And there's the room. You can see a better idea. Not much of a hole to get through there.
Whoa!
Final stone at 2. Mike Fournier in some trouble.
No.
And right now, this one's all over that red guard center line. Has to
It
curl
did
up.
this yesterday morning, ran very, very straight on that path.
It's definitely not that one.
Oh, I didn't even look at the top one.
Well, it's because we touched it, but it's still good.
Yeah, it should be just a steal of 1.
Yeah, 1 red.
Confirmation, 1 red.
Oh, man.
And a 3-point advantage for the Northwest Territories.
Ouais, presque, hein?
Let's get you up to date here in Regina, and BC playing with 3 players. Obviously, 2 of their members had to go home. They're on baby watch right now. As Sean Giel out of the Kelowna Curling Club with 1 to come, playing the outturn draw.
Well, for Sean, it has been a tough week. We talk about the baby watch, but for Sean to have a chance to get back to the Brier and then just not know on any given day who's going to be out there.
Gotta go!
One lonely sweeper.
Well, the new sweeping system, right? Andrew Durpin, he's getting a workout in. And Brad Wood came as the 5th, and man, he became a regular player. That's a nice shot there from
very nice
Sean Giel to tap.
That's a pair.
So 2 on the board as they play with 3 players, and we send our best to Jeff Richard and David Harper, who have returned home to Kelowna. Both expecting babies sooner than later. We wish them all the best. And speaking of the baby watch, we're watching them too here at the Brandt Center.
Find that mouth. There it is.
Welcome back inside the Brandt Center. We're getting excited here for championship weekend with the playoffs starting tomorrow. It was a steal of 1 for the Northwest Territories' Jamie Cooey. So he leads now 3-0. And once again, it is Mike Fournier and his team out of the Glenmore Curling Club just outside of Montreal with Hammer playing the Yellow Stones here in 3.
We saw yesterday that trend and saw it through the day yesterday and into last night that in the center line path, rocks are running straighter. The stones are becoming more polished. They were sharpened at the beginning of the week or textured, and as that starts to wear down, they glide a little bit more, a little bit straighter, so faster conditions. And I think that caught Mike, just caught on that center line and did not move.
Yep. Where I gotta go?
Run.
Ow, hard.
Jesus Christ.
And that opens the door now for Mike Fournier. He's got a corner guard. He's got a stone in the house. So a few options now for Team Quebec.
Wow. Oh.
Where do you want this, Kathy?
It's some separation.
Okay.
This is the joie de vivre I've talked about. They're having such a great time out there that he had to reset twice because every time he sat in the hack, he started to laugh. And that is not disrespectful to the game. They're just really enjoying the moment.
Continue to.
La ligne est belle, les boys.
Line's good.
Freeze it. GF en premier.
Just Jeff. Jeff.
Freeze it là, boys, c'est belle.
Thanks for weight. And weight's there. Still Jeff.
So trying to create a lot of separation, get down to that back stone.
Jeff, go. Jeff.
Find a way to score 2.
Ah, good soup, guys.
No.
Brad Chorkowski now trying to clean up some of these.
Even if it jams, it's not.
Yellow stones.
Good shot.
That's a great shot. He got rid of one, freed up their own, even though it was their own, to get out of there. Now there's a double opportunity, or if this is short or long, to get out of there after that great freeze by William.
Stuff on a moi?
Craig Smith scoring a single in the second end. So does Eddie McKenzie, still leading 4-1 with Hammer in the third.
On peut être patient. Patient à la ligne aussi. On est seul. Non.
All there, Mike. Top
Check it là, il a pas l'air d'avoir tant.
We're all there.
Non. No.
You go deep and buried, or?
It's still horrible. Can you go here even?
Ah, laisse ça aller, Félix, laisse ça aller.
Go here.
Pas donner de double.
On est seul. Go. Go right back.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Jesus.
And they're trying to take it as far back as they could to have them flat and not allow a double.
Board? Okay. Board.
Because from the hack, Chris can see very little of it. We'll try to get to the stone and roll towards the other one.
Oh, no, never. Board.
Close.
Whoa, no. Board. Whoa, Brad. Brad, get off it. Get off it. Whoa. Right off. Watch the shooter.
Right off.
Rien qu'à enlever 20 pieds.
15.
With that rollout, we'll try to utilize the corner guard.
Il a pas l'air d'avoir une tonne.
Yes, Jeff. Vas-y au début, Jeff.
Oh!
Jeff.
Yep.
Hard,
Okay,
Jeff.
just running.
Gotta go line.
Jeff.
Gotta go line. Hard,
Come on,
Jeff. Come on.
Jean-Francois Trepanier, a big scrub, and they do get it by the guard. Got to get it in the paint, though. That's a nice, nice set of brushing.
Great brushing. I split that at 15-3 between the hog lines. That is brute strength that dragged it that extra distance.
Commence à rentrer là. Oh!
Same.
Oh! No! Rob! Hard Rob!
Hard Rob.
Sit.
Ooh, thing curled hard at the end.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, just a bump is fine, but freeze is good. Yep. Aimez-vous ça, la freeze, au lieu du take-out?
Ouais, j'aime ça. Moi, je vais m'assurer de prendre 2, mais ouais.
Parce que c'est dur à pas roll out aussi.
Ça, saut de 30.
Moi, j'aime ça de même. Là. Okay.
Ouais, moi aussi.
So options are, Kathy, you could obviously hit and stick. You could just come and bump it with a little bit of weight or freeze it.
Real
So
enough!
what do you like?
I do like playing down in front of it. That stone is so far at the back of the house that any roll out and you let your team off the hook, if you draw in that general direction, even if you're not perfectly frozen, you may get a jam.
Hard wins! Hard! Come on, Slocko!
Good. Shot.
Little tap on that red stone. Update time. Yukon Nunavut. And you see the 2 red stones. One out there in the wings as well. So critical here for Nunavut to stick the shooter, score the single, and that's what's facing David St. Louis. And he will nose it, so 1 on the board, and UConn still leads 2-1 after 3.
Yep. Yes. Yes.
Red.
Sweet
Jamie will
catch.
try to get to the nose.
It was flashing red.
So we'll have one more look.
Red.
Dead.
So sometimes there is a battery issue. So we'll watch
Flashing red. It
Jamie's
wasn't
hand.
bright red, I don't know.
So
it
sometimes
always
it just flashes red.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh boy, it looks like he did let
That's
it go
fine. It was
early.
flashing
So
red,
what
though.
you
It wasn't
can
bright
do
red,
is let the rock continue, let it finish, and then call for an official to check. But once the team kicks it off, there's nothing that they can do because they've removed it. But they have called the official out.
Look at the replay.
They show it again. We'll see. Man, which
Throw it again.
I don't mind.
He's at the top of the mosaic sign.
Like it's out already.
not even
Yeah,
close.
it's good. Has to be good.
I say throw it again.
Yeah, I say so too. It's fine. Oh yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Well, they have to check the rock first.
I was going to say a good thing because you were going to flash it anyway.
I wasn't the line, he didn't cross. I got my.
Just make sure I hit the 6 out though on the way by.
So Greg will tip it over, make sure that activates it so that it's working. And that's a sensor bar. That's the same as you would have on the ice.
No, I think it's
He's waiting for the lights to go out to reactivate it again, which happens when you tip the handle.
And you heard Jamie's comment, I can't even get to the hog line, so.
Okay, so this is showing that there is a battery issue because Greg is retipping it, trying to activate the lights. And now he runs them over the sensor in the red, so he's getting 2 different reads.
You have to put the broom in the same spot.
Yeah, you
have to throw it the exact same.
The lights weren't working right. Want me to change the handle for you? What's that? Want me to change the handle for you? This one's not working right. It's not? No.
So they have ruled that the handle is not working.
No. So you get the rethrow. You want to change the handle first?
So nice to Team Quebec. Obviously some good sportsmanship there as well. They'll likely replace the handle, rethrow it. In the meantime, we'll get you up to date on Sheet D. Prince Edward Island, a 4-1 advantage over Newfoundland Labrador. And one to come here from Eddie McKenzie.
Line's pretty close.
Eddie McKenzie with Josh Berry, Chris Gallant, and Sean Ledgerwood this week out of the Charlottetown Curling Complex. A 2-5 record coming in this morning.
Draw for 3. And it looks like he has it. So the weight on our sheet is they've agreed that the handle is not working. And so Jamie will get to throw it again. And the choice that they gave him is that because they're going to change the handle, does he want to throw it with the new handle on it or the bad handle? And because he is throwing it with the bad handle, they've moved a hogline official out to the hogline who will do a visual look to ensure that Jamie does release it before. There's the official right there.
earlier. Too perfect, so. It was like Sunday or something.
New Brunswick's going to join him, apparently.
Yep. Whoa.
And that time the lights went green,
Yep.
but when they're
Whoa.
flashing green or red,
No, never.
they replace it.
Never.
And all the rocks go, so opportunity still on here for Quebec. And we thank
Yeah,
Peter
I was
Case for
wondering.
his
Good.
work. Helping us out as well.
I guess he goes here, right?
I'll feel here.
Yeah, I think we can go around that.
Yeah, hey, come around this.
Yeah. I guess we just can't get caught doing this.
Yeah, that's horrible.
So we got to take
You
enough
just want to
ice.
go half in. Like half buried.
I mean, edge here, he's not. He's hitting the 1 and giving up a deuce, right?
Right there.
Yeah. We just got to take enough ice. Let's go.
So because of the
Curl's
score,
nice here.
they're electing to use the corner guard. Sometimes you would see teams
Hey, Denny,
split the
boys.
house go to the other side and guarantee yourself a 2.
And speaking of Peter Case, well, he's the lead for Team New Brunswick, and it's 3-2. The advantage over BC, and the broom is down, so this will be a hit for 2 for James Gratton.
From the first angle, you could not see that red stone, but now you can, and so that is why this is an opportunity for 2 in the nose.
And in our feature, Mark Fournier with his first here in 3, trying to bury another one around. Hit and roll from James, that's on the money, top 4, so 2 on the board. And a 5-2 lead for New Brunswick over Sean Gill, BC, out of Kelowna.
Whoa!
A little graze on that yellow stone, but it works out nice as Quebec lies 2 with hammer here in the 3rd.
And that's going to make Mike Fournier feel very good. Bit of a struggle so far this morning.
Yeah, it just sort of like stopped it. You'll see. Stopped it from curling.
Saying that it grazed? Yes, it did. Just that little bit.
And it's still behind.
It's like 5-6, guys.
Yep.
So for Jamie, we'll try to corner freeze on the stone just thrown by Mike.
Line's tight. Line's good. Tight. Line's good. Top 8, guys. Top 8. Line's good now. Line's real good. Line's perfect. Go. Hard line. Get it there. Hard line. You got to go every inch, guys. Hard. Come on. Never off it. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Trying to hold it for shot stone as well. And it won't be, so I don't know if you can get 3, but there is the draw for 2, obviously.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing that you'd be looking at. Great brushing.
Out. Je pense que c'est la bonne décision, Mike. Le 12.
Good decision, says the front end.
So, Mike.
There's, I don't know, Brian, quarter of that red stone that you can see?
Yeah, it's pretty tough. No,
And
even less than that.
The odds are that you're going to run it on your own anyways. You get a 2, and you're very much in this game.
Oh, boy. Oh, let's go.
For 8 pieds, boys. Hard, boys.
And they jumped on it right away. A big scrub for Mike Fournier. Final stone in 3.
Come on, boys. Come on. For 8 pieds, come on. Come on, boys. Lâchez la pas. Allez, go, go, go.
Want to bite the whites?
Go, Will.
A little bit more. Got it. Drag it there. Did they get it there? Barely. That was a big effort from Team
Just
Quebec.
beat it, guys. Feed the horses. Feed the horses.
Yeah, no kidding. He's riding his horses. That front end. Real good work with a brush. Quebec within 1 here in Regina.
Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy.
Welcome back to our Brier coverage in Quebec. And Mike Fournier, a key shot to score 2 in the 3rd.
Well, it was an important shot for Mike Fournier. Up until now, he has struggled with broom, line, and weight, and so an opportunity to get around to maybe set up a potential 3. He's got great weight, great line. He does graze the back of the stone, but is fully buried. Pretty tough for Jamie Cooey to corner freeze. Doesn't, and it leads to 2.
The key shot brought to you by Purex. Find comfort in Purex. And that man will find comfort in a break, as William Dion, man, he was working overtime. Bit of a rest, and then what did the skip say?
Feed the horses.
You got to feed the horses. And look at that.
Horse 1 and horse 2.
Jean-Francois Trepanier, William Dion, awesome. Good work. They dragged that stone in there to get that 2nd point you see in the scoreboard. So, here in 4, it is the Territories, a 3-2 advantage. Jamie Cooey now with hammer throwing the red stones.
Down.
Weight's good. Now. Will, spot out. I got the red rock.
All right, Phoenix. Cheers, Jeff. Not bad. Bon, ouais, t'as traqué, hein? Ouais.
I'm to stop our clock.
And the reason they're stopping the clock is the
clock
handle's now being changed.
Can you stop our clock?
The clock's running and the handle's broken.
Yeah, you are not charged at all for time taken by an official to change the handle. So they will adjust that on the clock.
Control.
Another update over on sheet A, Yukon and Nunavut. And 2 stones in there for Thomas Scoffin to deal with. And with that broom down.
Interesting. He could for sure elect to draw.
Yeah, playing the hit.
8 foot, but he is playing the hit.
One red.
And he nails it on the nose, so a single.
And that for Thomas, of course, is a personal choice. He may not have had a draw yet today. And it is pretty straight. Outside in.
Yep. Good. Go normal.
The nose.
Normal. Yep. Close. Whoa. Whoa. Close. Splash. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Hard. No roll. Stick.
Well, they both
Stick.
just rolled out.
Jeez.
Okay.
Good. Okay.
And for Jamie, because he does have last rock, that center guard, he's not interested in. They can either peel it out or they can roll to a corner, but for sure wants to open up the center.
Whoa. Whoa. I don't hurt. Hurt. Play ball.
Okay.
Yep.
C'était sa bonne stratégie.
T'as plus de Mike.
So now a better center guard here for
Tabou.
Quebec in 4. Chance to go around.
Okay.
Correct.
T'es positif.
T'as été positif?
Ouais. Jeff.
Je pense qu'on peut quand même y aller en dessous.
Jeff. La ligne est belle, slow weight.
Whoa.
Easy.
Nothing line. Line's good.
La ligne est parfaite, les boys.
Line's good. Felix. Patience un peu. Felix, go.
Go. Faut qu'elle soit à cheval sur la ligne. Come on. Go. Encore.
Trying to wrap it around.
Good sweep. Good.
And still exposed about half a stone at least available.
Great way. Took a little bit of time, but when Yem said when he let go that he was a little bit positive, so that's a full slide or a slide to the broom, and then your last motion is a little bit out, so you're not necessarily wide, but the rock will run before it starts to make its curl.
Whoa. Nice. Close. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Rob. Roll it hard. Jeez. Throw, Brad.
Control. Yep.
C'est quoi le weight, Félix?
Control.
Control.
Whoa.
Un peu up.
Whoa, close.
Push.
Whoa. Yep. Jeff. Yep.
Pas drôle.
Nose hit for
Okay,
Felix.
Like here. Hey.
Jamie would be just as happy to have Chris Shilley stay out in the wings.
Whoa. Yep. Throw.
And this is a similar spot that we saw in the beginning of the game where Mike Fournier's second stone over curled. And now that there have been a number of rocks in the path, they run very straight.
Un peu plus, Mike.
But it is something that teams that don't have a lot of arena ice experience often make a mistake early on, icing as they would throughout the game instead of as it is in the first couple of ends.
So trading nose hits, just tough to get the roll for Team Quebec right now.
Am I wide on both of them, or just heavy, if anything, maybe?
Well, look where Jamie is taking now. They're just inching into the middle of the rock.
Got a hair down.
No!
Close! Yep! Whoa! Whoa!
Whoa!
Hard, Brad. Okay.
And a little roll finally for Chris Schilly, but still exposed.
Can I wait?
Board.
Okay. Board!
Yep.
Up and down! Up and down!
Really hard. Really gotta go. Hard! Too
Oh,
low,
got
Jeff.
tighter ice to the middle and less weight.
Come on, buddy.
Hard! Too low, Jeff. Too low.
Pas de roule, pas de roule.
No roll. Actually, maybe. Okay, Mike.
Go, Mike. Go, Jeff. Good. Okay. You like edge?
We mentioned for Jamie Cooey, his 12th appearance all time at the Brier, his 10th straight year here as well, and that's some pretty good company. So this is all-time Brier games as a skip. 130, so he ties Glenn Howard, and look at that list. All of those gentlemen, except for Jamie, Brier and world champions in their own right.
Well, 12th Brier appearance, that speaks volumes about the commitment and the love of the sport. He's played it for a very long time.
No,
control.
no, no!
Oh.
All right. Yep, yep. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, try it. No.
He saw Brad Gushu on that list. He also became the all-time wins leader as a skip at this year's Brier.
Started a new win streak yesterday. He's at 2.
That's right.
Take a while.
Had a 13-game winning streak at the Brier dating back to last year, and then ran into a pretty hot Alberta team.
Mike, les hit and rolls sont à rabais, on est capable d'en acheter un.
More ice than I gave you.
Getting closer to Brent Lang, and of course, Glenn Howard for all-time wins as a player. As we update you now, New Brunswick and British Columbia, a 5-2 advantage. And a bunch of granite in there belonging to James Gratton, with one to come from Sean Gill.
And Sean will just try to get to the nose of the shot stone. That will give him shot.
And a lone sweeper out there, Andrew Nurpin, as BC. We told you the story, playing with just 3 players in this game. A little roll on the catcher. That'll work, though, so that's a single.
And on our feature sheet, just that down weight, Mike rolling out. And so the free blank for Jamie.
Right there.
Away she goes. Blank on the board. The Tim Hortons Brier here on TSN from Regina. Welcome back to the Brand Center in Regina. Brian Mutrick, Kathy Gauthier with you. Your updates continue. And this game between Newfoundland Labrador and Prince Edward Island, and a stone to come here from Greg Smith out of St. John's.
Well, he's been in a lot of trouble this morning, giving up big ends. This is no different. He has to get right to the forefoot. And a good chunk of it.
Well, he told you, Kathy, that regardless of the outcome here, he's going to put on his Team Canada jacket after this and cheer on Team Gushu, because they would love nothing better than to get back and try to get to the Brier. That's obviously a little bit too short. So one for sure, a steal for Eddie McKenzie.
I think it looks like only one. That yellow does look closer to me.
It would go to a measure and just a single. But PEI obviously in full control there. 8-1 Eddie McKenzie leads Newfoundland Labrador. In our feature matchup, it was a blank on the board, courtesy Jamie Cooey there in 4. So here in 5, once again with a 3-2 advantage, it is Jamie Cooey with hammer, and he was throwing those red stones.
A bit of a struggle for both teams last end, both of them having opportunities to hit and roll off that stone that was in the wings, and all making contact, just not enough. Mike Fournier tried to drop his weight a little bit and got different results, which is as you'd expect. But that allowed the free blank for Jamie and to retain hammer going into 5.
Hard, real hard line, guys. Gotta go line. Gotta go, get it in. Get it in, get it in. Get it in. Okay.
Le feu, mais à un moment donné, ça vire là-dedans.
Ouais.
J'aime ça. J'aime ça.
Le nose n'est pas mauvais.
Même rouler loin, c'est pas mauvais non plus.
Control. OK.
C'est quoi le weight?
Control.
OK. Pull down! Come on, Jeff.
Hard.
C'est toi tout le long.
Trying to get the hit and roll underneath.
Come on, too hard.
Come on, tu l'as encore, Jeff.
Really hard.
Wow.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh, ça, c'est bon.
Chaudron spécial.
Tough break there for Quebec as we check in on Yukon and Nunavut. And a couple of red stones in the house. And that's what's facing David St. Louis, his final stone, drawing for 1.
Well, he is facing 2, Brian, as you said, but for David needs full 8 foot. Nothing in his path in terms of guards in the center to have to negotiate.
Pretty good.
As we look at our feature, and Brad Chorokowski, a good chance here setting up for Northwest Territories. So a good draw there. And a single on the board. In our feature, avoids the jam, and look at that,
nice.
line 3 now with hammer here in 5.
Yep.
Well, taking full advantage of the mistake by Quebec.
As you wish, Mike. I like this. Okay.
Heel.
That easy weight gets to the inside, makes no contact on the back, and rolls.
William Dion.
Whoa!
They need the horse here.
Yep.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And he will jam it.
Okay.
He's trying to make a pair of those go away.
Should be a good 14 and a half here, right?
Yeah.
Same as everywhere else.
Yep.
So for Brad, we'll try to spread those stones out as much as he can, go to the other side of the house, take away double opportunities from Quebec.
We're there. Like a lot. Easy. Yeah, we're there. Careful. Looks good. It's actually not bad. Well, even with this guy. Yep, go. Yep. Take a look, take a look, take a look. Have a look. Right here.
Yep, you can go.
Right here, Rob.
Easy,
Easy, Rob.
easy,
You're
easy,
there,
easy,
you're
easy.
there, you're there, you're there. Whoa.
That's 14-3. So for the teams that are playing this afternoon and this evening, we'll be happy to see that the conditions have stayed the same. And as we said, after the first day or first day and a half, Jamie Barassa, Greg Owasco have done a brilliant job of maintaining similar conditions.
Yeah, if I miss it slim, it's
What do you see?
Half?
Half.
Yeah? Yeah, I don't mind that. Up to you, Mike. I don't mind.
Le run back dedans.
J'aime bien mieux frapper la rouge direct.
Forward.
OK.
Good.
Direct curly ici.
So a few options here, Kathy. You could
Yeah.
try corner freeze. You could try a double. And obviously with hammer, they're in some trouble here, Team Quebec.
Yeah, corner freeze is a little bit risky still. It's Felix's first stone, so that's more of a desperation attempt. At this point, they're trying to play hack weight. Get to the one behind the guard and roll in front of the stone that's near the center line. Maybe get a jam still from Jamie Cooey.
Yep. Yeah. Hard.
Go, Mike. Go, Mike. That's pretty good.
So
Go, Felix. Best shot.
Moves those stones around a little bit behind the tee line. They are shot stone for now, but with Hammer here, the territory is looking pretty good.
Well, he knows. Yeah, that looks pretty steep, eh? I think that's probably best. Control. Okay.
Well, a nose not only gives you 3, but it creates, when he says steep, meaning that any double, either with the in-turn or the out-turn against those stones, it's really thin, and the shooter would roll out for Quebec.
Yep. Yes. Whoa.
Nose hit for Chris Shilley.
Is it there, Mike, the triple? I don't mind trying. Really.
It's like Brad Jacobs' triple, though, man.
I don't know, a
I
third
don't know
or
if
something?
Brad's available.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
A third gets rid of these two at least.
Well, and
We'll
he
try.
would know because it was
Get one
against
double,
Mike
yeah.
Fournier that 2 of those highlight reel shots were made by Brad Jacobs.
That was, I'll never forget that, Kathy, arguably one of their best games here. And after the interview in the 5th end break, both William and Jean-Francois came out and looked at me and goes, what do we got to do against this guy? I mean, he's unreal. And Felix just missing that back one.
Good pitch. Good pitch, Felix. You want to do that? That was kind of my first thought, but either one, Jamie. I think they're a biter right there is probably the best. Yeah.
Going around the corner is great as long as you're not deep.
I don't want to leave. Yeah, sure.
You know, the one thing you talked off the top of the broadcast, the pride of representing the North. And Jamie Cooey, always one of those teams that comes in here, and when they get hot, they could knock off some favorites. I remember 2016, he beat Glenn Howard at the time, beat Jim Cotter, Jean-Michel Menard. Last year it wasn't a great event for them, but they beat Brad Gushu. That was their win. So they're one of those teams that sometimes they catch lightning in a bottle and they come out, and it's just being more consistent throughout the whole event, and getting more wins is key.
Well, we showed you the numbers in the first end for this team, and I like this call. You go away from that corner guard. You force your opponent to deal with you in the open. If you go around the corner, there's a corner freeze that maybe lets Quebec off the hook.
I guess normal to stick
I think
it.
normal, yeah. You can even roll up to here.
So normal?
Yeah, I think so. On the out?
Yeah.
I'll play for this, and we roll wherever we roll.
That is the bigger thing, isn't it, Felix? You want to make sure you get rid of 2. Where exactly your shooter goes isn't as important.
From seeing his numbers this week, Kathy, Mike's strengths, has he thrown pretty good draws or takeouts, or what have you seen out of him this week?
He's definitely thrown with one of the keys earlier was to give him the forefoot. He's had a very good handle on draw weight. In fact, it was our key shot. Him coming back after a little bit of a struggle to make a big draw.
Yep, Will, yep.
Trying to make a couple, Reds disappear. And drives it by again.
All right. Rock higher than mine's ideal.
He is, in fact, 10% better at the draw game than the hit game.
Nose. Probably at nose and
I know.
getting wider.
Good speed here.
So Jamie will go the same way as did Chris Shilley to stay in the open. And you heard Jamie say a little bit higher. As long as they're in full 12, it's not likely that Quebec will go around it.
BC, New Brunswick, both 2-5 records coming into this game. And there you see 2 yellow stones belonging to Sean Gill. One to come from James Gratton. Is he trying to make it all go away, or what's the call?
Well, he can make the double if he hits it on the outside and thin will unlock the 2 at the back.
So bang it, and yeah, the blank. Away they all go. Good shot. Team New Brunswick and Jimmy the Kid, who's getting a little bit older with every Brier appearance. He'll retain hammer when they begin playing 6.
Yep. Yep.
With Jamie coming short, Mike Fournier is planning to hit and stick.
Oh, Mike. Shot.
And if you give 2, you give 2.
Yes!
Why? Okay. That's one way to give up a deuce.
Yeah. Board?
Yeah.
Okay.
Board weight, Jimmy.
Nice board. Whoa, guys. Brad.
Final stone here in 5, and this one's
Oh,
out
wait,
there,
wait,
Kathy.
wait. Brad, now. Go, go, go.
Needs to curl up.
Hard, Brad.
Got to curl hard to hold the shooter.
Unreal. Jesus Christ.
From 3 to 1.
And Quebec dodging a bullet. It was looking good for a 3. They settle for 1 as the Territories leading after 5.
The 2018 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Tim Hortons, official coffee of curling Canada.
Welcome back to Regina, the 89th edition of the Brier. And in our feature matchup, just a single on the board. So it is Cooey leading 4-2 over Mike Fournier. That brings us to after 5. It's brought to you by Travelers. It's better under the umbrella.
Well, overall, it has been the team from the north that has been putting pressure on Quebec, and it is showing up in the numbers on the scoreboard, but a huge chance avoided last end. The biggest difference was Jean-François Trepanier is at 90% to Robert Borden's 65. So he's starting Quebec off well, but Chris Shilly at 90% to Félix Asselin at 75. Well, that's where the edge goes to the north.
So Mike Fournier and his team out of the Glenmore Curling Club will try and turn things up a notch in the second half of this game as they trail by 2.
The 2018 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by New Holland, equipped for a new world. By Ford of Canada, proud partner with Curling Canada for over 20 years. And by Home Hardware. Here's how.
Darren Moulding. Gets Yellow's moving. What a shot from the Alberta third. His first gets them going.
Wow.
And they're both gone. What a shot from the skip. Matt Cam, Reds are moving.
Nice shot, Matty. Attaboy.
Well, this is no gimme, but this is for the game.
Called off now by itself. Stuffed it, and away it goes. Count them up.
What a throw.
The championship round continues this afternoon. John Epping versus Brendan Botcher. If Botcher can win one of his 2 games today, he qualifies as well for the playoffs. 3 p.m. Eastern Time, TSN 1, 3, 4, and 5. As we check the updated standings, look at that. 3 teams at 8-1. Botcher at 7-2. So win one of 2, he's in his games against Epping. And then later tonight, Northern Ontario, Brad Jacobs. So that is the situation. As Vic, Cheryl, Russ, Kathy, myself, all your coverage here as it carries on later on this afternoon. In the meantime, the placement draw. The territories in Quebec. And after 5, a 4-2 advantage for Jamie Cooey. Great opportunity in that 5th end. It was looking like a 3 for a while, Kathy, but unfortunately they had to settle for a single.
Well, and Quebec had already accepted. You heard Felix and Mike talking about a strange way to score a 2, and it wound up just 1. But the edge still remains. 2 Northwest Territories having the 2-point edge as we go to 6.
And here at 6, it is Quebec throwing those yellow rocks with hammer, down by 2. You see the tight corner guard up from Jean-Francois Trepanier.
Okay, Mike.
I talked about his numbers when we read the numbers after 5, having a great outing today. Has put his team in a very good position.
It's getting better. Easy.
Yeah. I'll bump encore, Mike.
Weight's coming down. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Still bumping.
Good shot, Jeff.
Yeah, that's why his numbers are so good. Nicely done.
Run.
Whoa! No, never. Stand on the yellow. Yep.
Sit.
Sit.
Okay.
All right.
That's pretty good. He unlocks the number of stones, gets rid of the corner guard.
And speaking of stones, lots in play. Sheet D, PEI, Eddie McKenzie, Newfoundland, Labrador, Greg Smith. And tough one here for the skipper from St. John's. Final stone, looking to play a bit of a run back.
He is. He's trying to run it straight back, make the connection, and promote his own stone. That is second shot.
So bang the red.
Oh, very nice.
And away it goes. And that yellow sticking around, so a nice job from the skipper to make it an 8-2 game and the late kick celebration. All right. Even Eddie McKenzie impressed with that. The shot and the leg kick. Well, you talked with that young man too, Kathy, and talking about this placement round in this game, and they're excited not only to be here at their first Brier, but the fact that Brad Gushue was here as Team Canada. What an opportunity for a lot of teams back home in the Rock.
It is, and you think that has to apply to other teams like this Quebec team that we're looking at this morning that are first time to the Brier. What Greg said yesterday is that because he's here, he's already had opportunities for increased sponsorship because of the visibility of the team. They've already decided they're going to leave and head to the mainland for at least 3 events next season. So it feeds on you, the opportunities, and I think that's going to happen with Quebec. They have fallen in love even more with this game here, and so they will make those decisions at the end of the season. Can they put more time in? And I have to believe the decision by Jean-Michel is going to influence that heavily. If your biggest competition is no longer going to be playing, maybe it's worth spending a little bit more time getting back here and seeing what you do.
Just a bit more. Might have to go. Go, Felix.
C'est sûr, il faut que tu y ailles, Félix. C'est sûr, il faut que tu y ailles. Yep, faut qu'elle traverse. Come on. Come on, Félix.
Go, go, go.
Go.
Go, go, go.
Go. Stack à bouge, stack à bouge, stack à bouge. All right, c'est bon.
Good shot. It's correct, sir. Great pot. Still use that.
Take it.
Update time, Yukon Nunavut. Thomas Scoffin, a 3-2 advantage, but a good job from David St. Louis to apply a little bit of pressure here. So final stone, and he's drawing the intern against 3.
Well, it was an earlier end. I think it was the 4th end when we were doing an update, and I was a bit surprised that he chose not to draw. He was playing the hit against 2, 1 out in the wings, and so not very many draws for Thomas so far today.
On the right there, you see Tom Appleman. He's the import from Alberta. Appleman lost a provincial final to Botcher in Botcher's first appearance, and man, that is just A little bit too far, so a steal of 3 for Nunavut. We've seen Scoffin at the Canadian Juniors before. 7 appearances, 6 with Yukon. Had a great run with Alberta the one year in 2013 where he lost to Matt Dunstone in that junior final. And getting to play with his dad this week, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, that'd be special.
Just that in, Mike.
Yep. J'ai poussé. Hey,
whoa, whoa. On a du weight. On a du jeu encore.
Je pense qu'on est tous là, boys.
7-8.
Stay close. We're going to play this then.
On peut l'amener freeze.
Freeze? Freeze is good.
Freeze, lock it.
Freeze, c'est bon.
Line's good to lock it.
Tout là, tout là.
Just Jeff.
Tout là.
Go, Jeff.
Faut du Jeff.
Hard, Jeff, hard. Hard.
Go, go, go. Come on, come on.
And a nice sweep there to be shot stone. Back 4.
Il croyait pas. Okay.
And Chris Shilley, a lot like a guy like Ryan Fry, who's been around the country a little bit and representing a few provinces and territories.
Line's good. Line's fine for freeze. Still room.
And I think that that is a trend that we will see a lot more with the rules to allow somebody from the outside. So many of these teams, even in a same province, don't live in the same city and are used to practicing on their own and just having training weekends and meet when they bonspiel. So whether you're 2.5 hours away down the road or your 2.5-hour flight, if you're not going to get together and throw every night of the week, it doesn't really matter as long as you find ways to be together as a team and train at some point.
Well, people forget too, remember who represented Saskatchewan last year? It was Adam Casey.
PEI. Made the move.
Yep, Jeff! Rich! Jeff! Neuf!
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Neuf! 10!
Whoa!
Close!
Whoa! Line's getting better.
Will!
Whoa, whoa!
That's pretty good.
And just changes up the angles a little bit there for Team Quebec with Hammer here in 6.
L'autre, il me roast, il dit bien pensé. Je suis comme, c'est ça qu'on essaie de faire, là.
Jamie's coming back down. I think he left his throwing device.
Yeah.
Lock it on there.
Be nice to move it like 2 inches if you can. As close to nose as we can get.
And the reason he's saying that, if you lock it on, you will not be shot. If you can tap it a couple of inches, you will still be in a great position, but you will also be shot. And that comment is more for the sweepers than for Jamie. He would throw the same.
6. Room. Can't go for line. Can't go. 7. Line's good. Line's good. Freeze it. Still room. Line's good, guys. Yep. Lock that on. Yes. There. Hard. It's there. Hard. No, you got to bounce on this line. Whoa. Good.
I think yellow's still shot stone, but a nice shot from Jamie.
Real good. High touch. Patch weight, yeah. Right.
All right here. I know. Or we take it away.
Yeah, but he's gonna take this away. I think we go here.
Yeah, keep it here. Side freeze.
Side freeze.
Side freeze the 7.
Side freeze this
right
one.
Here's good. Yeah, that's.
It's pretty hard to hammer this.
That's a very small piece of real estate for Mike Fournier to try to get to, but
on peut la side freeze.
Yeah, the question from Jean-Francois is, do you tap it back, create a little bit of a a pocket, try to move that redstone, but any tapping of the redstone, you're likely to unlock your own and give them shot. So Mike was not engaging in that discussion.
Okay, let's go, Mike.
On est où pour le weight?
Il en manque pas beaucoup.
Okay, yep.
On est 5-6.
Yes.
Prends juste la ligne. On est du weight, là.
Go, oh.
Ah oui, on peut pas.
On peut s'accoter là-dessus, c'est correct. Yep.
On est là.
Oh.
Juste la ligne.
On est là.
Yes.
Juste la ligne. On bombe.
Hard! Oh, 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 oh. C'est poignant dedans.
Pretty good.
Okay, Mike.
And into the pocket.
I think they're 1 and 3, Brian.
Je pense pas. Ben, moi, je pense que oui. Peut-être, peut-être, Mike, peut-être.
Ouais. Ben, c'est proche. Not bad.
Closer to nose, the better. Or you could throw the intern.
Kind of like this. It'll curl it off, right?
Yeah, you only have to move it a millimeter. And then you stay high side, he has nothing.
Well, and
Same
also
exact
for
throw.
Jamie, that's exactly the point, Chris, is that it's the same shot that he just threw, knows exactly how it's going to finish.
Wait, move it a hair. Okay.
Well, some rocks in play on sheet C, and buckle up because this could be a big opportunity for, I believe, 7 if he can somehow get around that corner guard. And it's exposed. You can see it. So for James Gratton, who's back at the Brier for the first time since 2014, and a chance to blow this one wide open.
And that's the sheet I'm right behind. Probably 3/4 available to James.
Final stone on the way from the skip from Oromocto, and what a chance here. Got to get through the port first. Just by the red guard. Bang it. Shooter. Sticks around. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A 7-ender at the Brier in Regina.
Crazy.
No, even if we do this, we'll become shot.
Yeah, I just felt better with more. Yeah, it was a tricky hole with board.
Worse you get to this, we become shot anyways.
Tire un missile intercontinental.
That is the first 7-ender, Kathy,
Yes,
at
it
the
is.
Brier since 1950.
Oh, I didn't realize you'd have to go back that far.
C'est soit tu peux la pick clean, mais
It's been a
sinon,
crazy
c'est pour
couple
un,
days. I mean, Brad Jacobs had a chance for 7 with Hammer yesterday.
Peux-tu prendre un timeout, Mike?
Settled for 6.
If you clip it clean, you might score 3. Yeah, but I still think it'd be touching that.
I don't think you'd score 3 because you'd only have 2.
On est shot?
Je sais pas, c'est proche. Moi, je dirais jaune, là, mais... On call du timeout pour
No.
pas perdre de temps?
Well, it's either this.
I was just going to say, how flat is that,
You
Kathy?
can probably play
That's
with
flat.
like normal and just touch that.
But
Non,
if
je
you
pense
come
que tu
on
joues
your
mais si tu
own,
poignes entre les deux ici.
it goes up a bit.
Yeah, it's called a timeout. Timeout.
I think we'd be into
Ça,
that
ça
one.
remonte pas là-dessus, hein?
Ah, tu veux dire ça de même?
Non, mais ça, entre les deux ici, je me demandais si ça remontait dessus. Ça faisait juste la ticker.
Moi, je pense, personnellement, je pense qu'on va arriver là-dessus. Je pense pas qu'on toucherait elle.
I think I can get to, I mean, here, let's say on the end, doesn't it get to like here?
Maybe.
You have to go in for the drag effect, for the gear effect.
You'd have to throw the intern, I think.
Yeah. I think it's there. Just to get the back of it to move it to here.
Sure, I don't mind.
It's for 4 if I make that, doesn't it?
I think we'd be just doing that.
Oh, that's 2. Whoops. Excuse.
Is that a pick?
That or
I think
pick
are your
for
2 choices.
I think this.
Okay. You're throwing this turbo mega hard, or? I think it's worth trying to do
The
super
turbo
hard
mega
and-
hard. Now you've got this choice. You can just come down here and try to pick this stone out that way. But they've talked about playing off of this one. It will go to the middle. This stone will move up a little bit. This one will catch. He thinks that there's a potential for 4. I don't think that this stone is going to have enough energy as it comes off to be able to pull it right out. But he needs a lot of weight.
The mega weight, Kathy. Final stone in 6.
Yes! Hard!
Mike Fournier, all he's got. Bang it. Clips the yellow.
Nice try, Mike.
Did we push ourselves shot at least?
And are they shot stone?
Oh, I think you're that one for sure. One. Don't kick it, though. I think it's you guys.
From this angle, it looks like it's yellow.
Yeah, I agree. So, but it's up to you.
As Chris Shilly kicks it away, so a single, a lot of rocks in play, and one on the board for Team Quebec.
Although we did,
Territories
we still had so much
leading 4-3.
I guess we did catch. Wasn't far off.
A new format at the Brier and a new format for the annual Ford Hot Shocks. 15 teams started the week with a chance to win $15,000, and one lucky fan would receive a 2-year lease on a brand new 2018 Ford Escape SE. The field narrowed down to just 4 teams. In the final round, Team Northern Ontario pulls away, including a 5 in the Around the Horn triple takeout, finishing with a total of 69 points, and they win the $15,000. And Ford, giving back to individuals who go further in their community. Here in Regina, that individual, Mary Ann LaRock Omar. Oh my, she wins herself a 2-year lease on a brand new 2018 Ford Escape SE.
Welcome back to our Brier coverage. Here in Regina, it is the placement draw and a single for Quebec in 6. So it is the Territories a 4-3 advantage with play underway here in 7. It is the Territories with Hammer throwing the red stones. And Quebec playing a lot better after the first 5. You know, Jamie really had a chance to put the screws into them with a chance for a big score, and 5 settled for that single. And since then, I think Quebec has settled down a little bit.
Well, and sometimes you get that opportunity where you think, yikes, this is where the game goes south. And then your opponent doesn't close the door, and you find a way to play a little bit better.
Oh, guys. Oh, Brad. No, we're past it.
Jamie Cooey made 2 good shots last end.
Good. Good. Try it, Robbie.
Yeah. Ouais. J'ai pas ça. Mais ouais. Parce qu'on peut pas frapper rien, ça. Let's go, guys. Let's go.
Oh, elle est fort, hein? T'es positif.
Ah non, c'est pas super.
Je pense qu'elle devrait être belle.
Can't really go
La
for
ligne
weight.
est serrée un peu.
Can't go for weight.
Line's good.
7.
Checkez-vous.
Jeff! I know, Jeff! Whoa.
Gotta come pretty close to that guard. We're bumping.
Try it. Pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, go.
Again? Good shot.
Beauty.
Shot. It's good. J'aille pas ça.
Right now in Aberdeen, Scotland, it is the World Juniors right now, as Team Canada, the men and women, chasing after a gold medal. And congratulations to Caitlin Jones and her team, a 9-7 win over China. So they advance to the gold medal game against Sweden. And Caitlin's obviously from Saskatchewan, but joined this team, Kristen Clark, Carly Burgess, and Lindsay Burgess. So congrats to the ladies. We wish them all the best in that gold medal game. And Kristen and Carly, former world champions as well with Mary Fay.
And what a battle they had against China. We're up, gave up 4 and 5. We're 1 up coming home without and managed to steal. So guaranteeing Canada at least a silver. And we wish them tons and tons of luck. That game will go tomorrow. The junior men will take on the United States later on today. It'll be about 1 o'clock local time here. And we wish them the best as well.
On jam-tu sur l'autre dans le coin en plus?
Le double en avant.
Ah ouais. On peut pas faire rouge-rouge avec celle qui est
Mike!
That United States team is good, right, Kathy? Medal
Very
last year,
good. They
not?
did. Silver medalists from last year.
No, avec la rouge. No, can we do this?
And you know what? Tyler Tardy wants to bounce back and find the
Sure
podium
he
this
does.
time around, so it should be a great game.
Is that there or not?
Did not medal last year.
Il veut juste board, mais au pire, on roule
Normal.
Non, normal. Normal.
It's based on what he can see from the hack.
Yep. What do I have to hit?
Tout ce que tu peux.
A half?
Yeah. Big half. Ce que tu vois, je pense. Let's go.
Yep! Whoa! Whoa! Yep! No!
Catch it. Okay. That works.
Gets that red to go, though, out in the weeds, so it is still the territory shot stone top button.
That's not all bad. He got rid of a couple. Had to curl. Just that little bit more would have nutted that one on the outside and stuck around.
Real nice. Yep. Hard, boys. Hard, boys. Hard. Hard. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, boy. Good shooting, buddy.
Okay.
Go, buddy.
Yep.
Felix Asselin, third stones here for Team Quebec, as he delivers in 7.
Yes!
Hard.
Hard!
Real hard.
Stick. Stick. That's good.
And it does hang on, back 12.
Ça curle, hein?
So if you're at home betting on these placement games this morning, I hope you took the over, because there has been some high-scoring games and a ton of rocks in play. Just saw James Gratton score a 7-ender, and look at the rocks in play here. So one to come here from Eddie McKenzie. He's throwing the red stones, already lying 3. So what has he got here, Kathy, to try to score some more?
Well, it's interesting. He's playing the tap on the outside, but that is because there's guards on the other side as I just look out the window in front of me. So that explains it. On his final stone, Greg Smith was trying to play an angle tap, and he made contact with it, but with not enough oomph.
So 3 in his pocket for Eddie McKenzie.
And he catches the outside too thick, so just the 3.
11-2 after 6.
Yep. Yep.
Hard.
Whoa.
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 Yep.
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 Yeah. Whoa.
Oh, nice shot.
Tap, tap, tap.
Well done. And with that quality weight, that control weight, not a lot of movement, so they stay all lined up and buried.
There's a Brier smile for you from Felix. Nice job.
Just nice weight. Does the job, stays buried.
He's made every one of them. So.
Yep. Yep. Yes.
Chris Shilley.
Jamie. Jamie.
What a shot from the third. Chris Shilley responds, and bang, stones are gone. Well done.
Back-to-back great shots by both thirds. That is really good.
Why did you take our own out?
Why did you take our own out?
Hair high works, hair low. Just throw it hard and hit it in the wrong spot.
Might as well.
So they'll play down to that red stone. Try to use any advantage they can muster up here in 7 to try steal or at least force.
5-6, va falloir y aller un peu à la fin.
Faut qu'elle soit 9, là.
Qui, moi ou Jeff?
La ligne, c'est quoi? Toi, Will.
La ligne, la white est là, la white est là, la white est là. La white est là.
Il faudrait arrêter à un push short. Là, c'est juste Jeff, c'est de quoi? Okay, good.
Good, Mike.
Now they hit it and it rolls to here.
Oh.
Okay,
I
Mike.
think you still hit it. You can't freeze for there being the rings.
Might not even be in, but
Might be.
wow, he got everything going.
I know.
I thought he was just getting that top one, and it actually caught everything.
That's
Even
not
the
biting,
back
is it,
one.
Kathy?
It doesn't appear to be. Even that outside ring, as you look at it, the darker circumference is considered part of the rings, but from here and what we saw, it does not look like it.
Good.
But if there's any question whatsoever, take it away. And if you leave it there, Mike Fournier could come down and freeze to it, and then you're going to be forced, and that's why Jamie hit.
NBC gets a single in 7, so they pull a bit closer. But man, New Brunswick, James Gratton putting a 7 on the board in that game. A 7 spot with hammer.
Non, pas un coup, pas un coup, pas un coup, pas un coup. Et là, tout seul.
On est back 8 minimum.
Mike a pogné un arbre.
On va arrêter.
C'est bon, Mike, le shot.
Il contrôle son back 8 weight comme un champion. OK.
Good shot. Clean. It's clean. Yep.
Final stone on the way here in 7.
Good.
In a 1-point lead. And Jamie Cooey, a nice blank as he makes it go away. Glad you're with us at the Brier in Regina. The Masters comes your way Thursday, April 5th with first round action. Coverage begins 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific across the TSN network.
Let's go.
And on CTV, presented by Mercedes-Benz. Sergio Garcia, your defending champ. And how about Tiger Woods? He's leading the Valspar right now at 5 under, so that's a pretty big storyline with the Masters approaching. And how about Corey Connors, the Canadian? He was leading after round 1. He's 4 under. He'll take to the course a little later on this afternoon. And
still amazing, wonderful.
Corey actually was a fill-in player. He actually got a last-minute call, and he was leading after the first round. So some pretty cool golf storylines as we get ready for the first major of the year. And you know how much I love my curling, but I love my golf too. And
yes, you do.
Watching the Masters, a lot of fun. Look forward to that one.
Well, okay, curl with. Come on, okay, curl. I had that open. Come on. Good boy. All right, good setup. Shot. Beau bébé.
So in this 8th end, it is the Territories, a 4-3 advantage. Lead stones on the way. This from Rob Borden.
Still wait, still wait. White the 4
And a nice job from Team Quebec and Jean-Francois Trepanier to have 2 guards up.
Hard!
Well, last end looked like there was going to be some scoring for sure, but back-to-back great shots by the thirds from both teams led to a blank.
A blank in 8. So close game continues. Yukon Nunavut. Scoffin leads 6-5. David St. Louis with hammer.
Yes, Jeff.
We're light.
Jeff. Hi, Jeff.
Jeff. Whoa.
Boy, that is curling hard.
Maybe dead nose.
Yeah, we're pretty much to that.
Whoa, yep. Hard.
We're there.
Hard.
Okay.
All right, sorry, guys.
Just the top.
Yep.
Wait, whoa.
Straight peel of the top one.
Good. Pensais que j'étais fort, j'ai oublié de la lancer. Yep.
We go here, he's just doing this though.
On aime-tu le tap à place de nos 2 jambes? Parce que sinon, lui, il fait ça puis il enlève tout. Sure. Okay, c'est tout.
Problem with going around those 2 yellow guards is because they are not on an angle, they're lined up, you bury it perfectly, the run back's there, and that's why they're going on the out-turn side around the Reds.
baguette. Oui, je suis en train d'un peu.
For weight.
C'est à toi, Félix.
Felix.
Go, go, go.
Whoa, just for weight.
Yep.
Just for weight.
Yep.
La ligne est belle.
Gotta go, Mike. Go, Jeff.
Jeff. Man, faut que ça curl.
That's a shot.
Oh, that curl a whole foot.
Curl, please. Good.
Getting caught in that spot there, Kathy?
You know what? I don't know whether it's an outward motion or it's just a little bit straighter. We haven't seen a lot of play that far out.
Just a hair high. You don't want to be
So it's
careful about
possible that it's running a little bit straighter. We did definitely see it straighter than it was the day before yesterday.
Nice control.
Easy.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Real hard. Big roll. Hard. I don't know. Need to sit. OK. Si tu vas freezer là-dessus, on est en business
And
pas
a
mal.
pocket there now for Team Quebec with some guards up top.
Well, now the advantage for Quebec, you go around, and even if the run back's made
5 rock, eh? Should curl a lot.
by Northwest Territories, it will be onto their own.
Yeah, line.
Yep, line.
Tight.
C'est fort, Mike.
C'est fort. Whoa, that's
9.
Felix yelled line, and the sweepers let him know that it was heavy.
Touche pas.
Faut même pas y penser.
Ah, c'est un missile, ça.
Girl.
Got a little pocket there.
Okay, Felix. That way.
Obviously, these teams are playing for pride, for the standings, for some cash as well. And we'll look at the thirds here, Kathy.
Well, some really great numbers from Chris Shilley. We saw great shots made by both thirds in the last end. The biggest difference has been the hits for Felix, down considerably from Chris Shilley. The plus this morning, well, that's Northwest Territories, Chris Shilley.
Player comparisons brought to you by New Holland, equipped for a new world. So nice job from Chris Shilley. 93% so far in this game, following up that 97% that he had in his last game as well. So finishing strong here in Regina. And now asked to remove some granite up top.
Whoa. Close. Get off it. Curl. No.
Opens things up for a skipper.
Yeah.
Gets the angle, and that was why Quebec did not want to go around those stones, knowing that any run, that second stone was coming straight back. And with the guards gone, Quebec will utilize the red stone belonging to Northwest Territories, biting the top of the paint in the 12-foot as a guard to try to draw to lie 2.
Just for weight.
Arrêtez là, Mike. 6, 7.
Just for weight.
Où t'as vu exact?
Juste la weight, la ligne est bonne.
Non, il n'y a pas pris. T'es là. Good shot.
Nice shot, Felix.
That's good, I
Beau
think.
ça. Good job, buddy. Bien repris ça.
Run.
What's that? That sliver high.
Yeah.
He's looking at the run back double, so to hit the red stone towards where the broom is exactly, hit it on the inside and go on to the other Quebec stone in the house.
No. No. Jesus.
So down to skip stones here in 8. Quebec lying 2.
Oh, we're second, so I guess.
Whichever. Three. At least. So, Mike. It's pretty fast. Is that? So it's pretty fast.
Yeah!
Yes, Jeff.
That's pretty good.
All right, garde la ligne, Jeff. Garde la ligne.
Deux.
Hard, Jeff. Hard.
Deux, trois. Deux.
Let's check in on sheet D, PEI, Newfoundland, Labrador. A lot of offense, a lot of rocks in play.
Chance for 3. And get to the nose, make the double, keep the shooter. So that one at the top of the 12-foot on the right side as we look at it now.
The guard up in our feature game as Greg Smith delivers. His final stone in 7. Trying to hold the line. Got to hear it by that red one first. They will.
I hate curling.
Driving it by. No, you don't. He loves this game.
You know what, though? On days that when you're passionate about the game and you're just a little bit off, it can be
Oh, my God.
so frustrating. So close.
It's nice. Line's good. Yeah, it's good.
So 12-2 the score. PEI leads Newfoundland, Labrador.
Line's good. 7. Hard line. 6. Hard. Hard, never off. Hard, guys, you gotta go. Yep. Yes. Hard, you gotta keep going. Hard. Whoa, whoa.
And will not be shot, but will be pretty buried.
Still kind of weird, eh? Because he's got 2 ways at that. Yeah. Because we can't guard any.
This isn't bad. Like right here. What
Yeah.
does he do?
I didn't mind your first call either. Or just.
And handshakes in a final. New Brunswick a 12-5 win over BC, so they finish 11th at this year's Brier. And for British Columbia, obviously they were shorthanded. Sean Gill's team. And we want to send our best to Jeff Richard and David Harper, who returned home expecting babies respectively. The baby Brier. Probably Sean Gill and company will remember Regina for that for sure.
By the way, I think this might be shot.
Well, over the shoot.
Ah, ça va pour le shoot.
Thanks.
Top bouton, je suppose que c'est mieux. Ici, là. Ouais.
That's the spot.
Already line 1, trying to bury to hide a second point.
Yeah.
And if he can be the top of the 4-foot, it will take away a tap on the red stone just thrown by Jamie Cooey. If he can tuck in just behind there, that will force Jamie even further out here.
Big Rise there walks off that friggin' hill. I was scared because of their draw. They threw in the middle of the 8-foot that we hit.
Yes, for line.
Ready for the white to see.
Gotta go line, yes.
The white team out. Don't forget it.
Really gotta go, boys.
Come on, come on. Come on.
Même sur bounce, yes, yes, yes.
Just want to make sure they don't bump them in for shot
Well, they
stone.
didn't get it there, Brian, but what is so good about these two sweepers is the speed, the head speed that they sweep. So watch the speed.
Ready for the white to see.
We know that rocks are impacted by weight, so pounds per square inch, and the speed of the brush head. Look at that the entire time.
Come on.
Up and down. Now they can't make a rock that's just light go that right to the 4-foot, but boy, they make a big impact on the stones. And they're feeding the horses.
So would they be Clydesdales or thoroughbreds? That's the question I got to ask. I don't know what kind of horses, but and they're both fantastic athletes outside of curling as well. And you saw it there. So one to come now from Jamie Cooey. Final stone here in 8. Trying to play the tap on that shot stone belonging to Mike Fournier.
Hard, go! Hard! Hard!
And now it's these horses that got to go hard for their skipper.
Keep going.
Good, good. Attaboy.
Nice little
Very
tap.
nice.
Good touch and 2 on the board. Jamie Cooey.
Good scrub, guys.
And a Yellowknife comes through and leads 6-3 after 8.
Halfway.
Welcome back to the Brand Center. 89th edition of the Brier, the Canadian Men's Curling Championship. A 6-3 advantage for the Territories. A nice touch shot from Jimmy Cooey to pick up his 2. Lead stones on the way. Here in 9, Quebec throwing the yellow rocks with hammer, and this one is from Jean-Francois Trepanier as Mike Fournier will try battle back down by 3.
Good.
Good on its own, no deeper. Longer the better.
No.
Beau Jeff, belle shot.
Nice shot, Jeff.
Good job, boys.
Yes, sir, Miller.
Yeah.
You guys get
Get a wider path.
Line's fine, though, guys.
Line's real tight. It's in the same path.
Hey, we gotta go anyway.
You gotta go with everything. Gotta get off this red.
There.
Hard, you're buying. Hard, Brad. Hard.
Whoa.
Oh, great shot. Great brushing. Very nice.
Robert in his 6th Brier appearance.
Okay.
Yeah. Here. Either one's good.
Okay.
Wait for that.
Soit tu corner elle ou tu...
Ouais, mais là, je vois 2 shots. Si je m'en vais back 4, back 8 de weight, puis je vais la taper. C'est quoi le premier call, Mike? Le freeze ou back 8? OK. Good. Set 8!
They're all tied up. Nunavut, Yukon, locked at 6. As Scoffin will have hammer coming home in 10.
Whoa. Patient encore.
Let it go, Mike.
Go, Will. Go, Will. Come on, go hard. Go, push. Go. Come on, that's it, boys.
What a scrub from William Dion. As he pounded that to the 8-foot.
That's pretty good. They've got that angle set up. Trying to find a way to score at least 2 here in the 9th. So only have to worry about stealing 1 as they come home.
Chris. Keep going.
Good. Oh.
On garde encore. OK.
On n'a pas pression pour aller back 8 aussi. Plus tard.
Ouais.
Well, they've done a lot of sweeping this morning, and that is one of the challenges with an event like the Brier that is a grind. The Canadian Championships, it's a week long, lots of games. If you don't have those games in and you're not fit, these are 2 fit people when we talk about their front end, but the brushing and the short pause and then the brushing again, it can really wear you down by the end of a week.
Shot.
Go, Willie. C'est pas mal là qu'on la voulait.
Yep. Hey. Just play.
Oh, yeah. Rattlers were a mistake. I go to apples. Hit. Je pense qu'il est tôt un peu, mais on peut soit ça, on peut splitter notre jaune, on peut aller backer.
Ouais, j'ai pensé que c'était à jaune. Là, c'est encore garde.
Ouais, même spot. Let's go, guys.
How much longer do you guard there, Kathy? Yeah, do you keep going here? Do
You do.
At some point you make a play?
Yeah, you will, but we're only on second stones, and so it's a little bit early to start to push. You've got a stone that is set up that you can run into shot stone or tap up.
La ligne est belle, les boys.
So for Quebec, we'll continue to throw a
Come on, Jeff,
guard.
Capogne la ligne. Capogne la ligne, Jeff, come on.
Get close to center line, guys. Close to center line.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Plus loin qu'elle va. Ah, good sweep, guys. Good. C'est bon, ça. Good job. Come on, turn. Doesn't matter. Real hard. Good. Keep on it, keep on it, keep on it, keep on it. Le split?
Backline.
Le split?
Ouais. Split tap, genre sur ça en arrière. Puis rouler à gauche.
Veux-tu reculer la rouge, Mike, ou pas? OK. Merci de la précision.
Question,
je suis vraiment plus éclairé maintenant. Let's go. Let's go, Félix.
I'm just gonna...
Prince Edward Island in control in their game over Newfoundland Labrador. Eddie McKenzie having a good morning. And for Greg Smith here, he is shot stoned by a sliver there, back four, and this is the draw for two.
Backswing, something that we don't see that much anymore.
And a spinner.
Whoa! I don't got enough rotation.
Well, at the very least, Kathy, he's been entertaining this week. Greg Smith, we've enjoyed covering him in his first Brier appearance. Spin to win, and that's going to slide on by and handshake. So I guess there's the Stoughton spinorama and the Smith spinorama. As they both finish up their Briers.
Lots of Newfoundland fans here with two teams at this year's Brier.
It was actually one yellow.
He has been so entertaining. And no one will be cheering harder for Brad Gushu than Greg Smith.
Ouais, il va piler l'autre, après ça on va jouer là-dessus.
So in our feature, this one coming up from Felix Esselin, just play in the pocket here, Kathy?
Yeah.
Ouais, t'es bon, Mike!
On peut passer
6!
Un pouce ou deux même.
Will!
I like light, boys.
No bump. Just for weight.
Mine's good.
Play in the pocket, and then you've got a couple of run opportunities to move those red.
On bump un petit peu. Ouais, arrête. OK, Félix. Oh boy.
Well, the old boys, because they created the space and allow the double for Jamie to get rid of both of those yellow Quebec stones.
Quarters ideal.
Down to skip stones here in 9.
No, no. Whoa, whoa. Whoa. No, whoa. No. Yep, whoa, whoa.
Bang, bang, yellows go. Territories lie 3.
Trying to score 3.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Right in the nose.
Well, we don't see a lot of Tuckers outside of Manitoba, but there are some similarities. So Jean-Michel Menard, the broom position, the type of broom is the same. It's only at the end JM's left hand usually goes up, but there are a lot of similarities in how they throw. Yeah, I guess it is.
You gotta use a brownie too.
Broom on the ice, the throwing device is a brownie. It's got a cloth head. And not seen all that often.
Yes!
Yes, 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 yes.
Whoa!
Yes!
Whoa!
Oh, there's a great shot.
Hey, and like Jean-Michel Menard, the out turn pretty good.
That's pretty good.
It's a great shot.
Shot.
I like the comparison with Jean Michel.
Yeah, I know, I saw that.
Oh, well, we're glad that you do.
Replay.
Very nice.
Oh, they're so lively.
Man.
Well,
Yep.
Jimmy would like to stick this and force the blank or have Quebec
Oh, damn it.
decide that they want to take one so that they can utilize the free guard zone better. But this is the blank. They'll try to find a way to score 3 coming home.
So, Mike.
Well, I say this about Quebec as we showed you that split screen. If a team out of that province, you know, looking for a coach or a fifth, I think Jean-Michel would be a pretty good pickup, right?
So good.
And for him, hey, that takes away all the competing all year long and maybe a chance to get to the show that way.
It'd be somebody that would come with so much experience. Not only in playing the event, but winning.
Into your living room. The Rock and Jean-Francois, both in your living room. It's Territories lead. Welcome back to our Brier coverage in Regina. Our feature matchup this morning, Quebec and the Territories. And how about that? Jean-Francois?
Yeah.
You should have put that on earlier in the week if you want to get the Rider fans and the Sasky fans behind you.
Well, he threw one rock with it. He put it on, and the crowd gave him a pretty big cheer.
We're right beside
I don't think so.
Mosaic Stadium, home to the Saskatchewan Rough Riders, and right next door the Brandt Center, home of this year's Tim Hortons Brier, home of the Regina Pats in the WHL on an 8-game road trip.
And it was a fan that gave him the hat and asked him to wear it. He turns it and that is awesome.
But that's not the Quebec handshake.
No, but the other Rough Rider fans don't know that.
On va overcurl, non? C'est bon, on est là, on passe.
On est là, Mike.
It's over.
2.
Shot. Shots. Good job, Jeff.
Sweet. Hey, Brett. Let's go, buddy.
So a few corners up from Jean-Francois Trepanier.
Oh. Clean. Whoa, whoa. Clean.
So for Jamie Cooey and his team, it's just going to be about elimination.
Go up here, I guess. Okay. Je pense qu'il a peur, je la mette peur.
L'essaye puis qu'il stop. L'essaye même pas.
Go. Yep. Wait. Stay on it, stay on it.
Shooting, Brad.
Brad.
Il chance à manquer, il l'a pas manqué.
Yep.
Well, for Quebec, it's tough because the Northwest Territories team doing a great job of running stones, and there's not much you can do but keep putting them up there and hope that you get a break, that you get a nose hit, or even a bit of a roll, but gives you some cover.
7,86.
Mettez-les égales, les boys.
J'ai pogné 7,86, ça doit être slow.
Juste au-dessus du café.
Non, non, non.
Oh, take a look, take a look.
Non, on est là tout là. On va ralentir.
Égal. Non, 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 elle dépasse. Easy, 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 easy. Good. Good shot, guys. Good shot there, Willie Lamotte.
And the hit game continues. Nice game this morning from Chris Schilly. Back-to-back games in the 90s.
Un expert, mais nos chances sont pas bien bonnes. Yep. Je pense qu'il y a tout là, Mike. 7, 8. On est dans le milieu, par exemple.
Anyway. Mais dans les rondes.
With 4 stones left.
That breaky.
Time to start going in the house.
Oh, il faut qu'elle break.
Back eight's good.
Elle est là tout seul.
Go deep or he's going to make the run back.
Au travers de la maison, c'est pas bon non plus. No.
Throws, Chris.
And one other final on the ice is Team Yukon steals a win. That draw a little bit too deep for David St. Louis, so Nunavut losing their final game to the Yukon. But I'll tell you this, Kathy, in talking to their lead out of the Iqaluit Curling Club, Jeff Nadeau, he said, obviously it was tough and we lost a lot of games, but at one point there was a youngster from the north that waited for an hour or so just to get a photo with him and the team. And he said for him, that made his entire week, that this young guy was proud of the team from the north, and I guess that's what the Brier is all about. So that's a pretty nice story.
Shot there, Felix.
It's a big part of it. I think John Epping captured it when he talked to you about in all the events that he's played in, whether it's Bondsvilles, even the Olympic trials, you're representing yourself. It's your team, it's your sponsors, your broader unit. But when you come here, that gets put to second place. You carry the hopes and dreams of everyone that curls in your province or territory. And it adds a pressure that you don't anticipate, but it is a really rewarding opportunity.
Wait. Good.
That goes away. And just 2 rocks to come now from Team Quebec, and they got to make them count. And that brings us, Kathy, to the game story this morning.
Well, there have been opportunities for both sides, but there was some brilliant brushing a couple of times, and Cooey made a tap for 2, had a chance for 3 one end, and the edge, even if you look at the numbers, is in the percentages for the team with the most experience here at the Brier of the 2 teams. That's the team from the north.
The game story is brought to you by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Curling Canada. So Mike Fournier has to find the paint.
Yeah. All right, boys.
Let's go.
And he needs the horses one more time.
Come on, boys.
There you go.
Tout d'un coup qu'elle pique sur une racine, l'autre.
Great brushing to get that there.
You know what? I love that. It means everything. I know it's a placement game, but those guys, no quits in that front end. Down to the last rocks here in 10 for Team Quebec.
No, not even.
Keep your broom down here, boys. Yep. Down early.
But for Jamie Cooey, make this go away.
And it means something to Jamie, too. You just heard him say, keep your brooms down, hard, clean.
Clean, boys. Boy, Jamie.
And in his 12th Brier appearance.
Yes!
Well, a little audible.
Good luck in the 7-8 game.
As 9th place at this year's Brier in Regina goes to Jamie Cooey and his team from the territories out of the Yellowknife Curling Center. And to Quebec, yeah, those handshakes. The idea of Jean-Francois Trepanier Quebec loses 6-3.
The 2018 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Tim Hortons, official coffee of curling Canada. The 2018 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by New Holland, equipped for a new world. By Cashmere Bathroom Tissue, nothing feels like cashmere. And by World Financial Group, helping Canadians have better financial futures.
Just a reminder, championship round continues later on today. 3 teams at 8-1. You want to get in that 1-2 page playoff game for sure. And for Alberta, Brendan Bottcher, if he can win 1 of his 2 games today, he will be the other playoff team. Those top 3 already qualified for the playoffs, so this obviously a key game. John Epping in his first Brier appearance, 8-1 for Ontario. Brendan Bottcher win, and he's into the playoffs. TSN 1, 3, 4, and 5 at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Vic, Cheryl, Russ, myself, Kathy, with all your coverage. If this is indeed our final morning draw, Kathy and I, we've had a blast. Thanks for making us a part of your morning, Canada. We'll see you this afternoon at the Brier in Regina, right here on TSN.